insurance to, before to stay alive, basically, right? When especially if you're saying, hey, I want to make job cuts, I want to stay alive, I don't want to be bankrupt,
Of course.
so I mean, some of you guys are just going to have to go, in order, this is the number that I need to stay alive, to stay in the game, and still be a heavyweight. So that's basically what most of these are, corporations are saying is, hey, our money that we got, that we get coming in, for some reason is like not being cleared a certain way. We don't understand what's going on. Yeah, sure, you haven't followed the apes for the last 2-3 years. We've been warning you for the past 2-3 years that these individual banks, they're running, and we caught them, and we're not leaving. And so since we're not leaving, they're gonna need money every day, and that means, hey, Fed, I don't have money. Can you give me some money? Oh, you don't have no more money? Well, I'll take what you got. Mr. Virtue there.
Five blowing hurricanes are happening at the same time. Give me some goddamn money.
Right. And then meanwhile, you got Mr. Sniffles over there in the high ranking office. He goes over there and I got the bag. Trust me, Ukraine. Trust me, Israel. I'll blow whatever you want. Whatever. They're like, sir, we don't got it. They're like, bro, don't tell me anything. I know what I'm doing. Look, I'll give you whatever you want. Just whatever you need. I got you. And it's like, bro, you just really don't understand what they doing over there, do you?
No, they don't. And that's the thing. Now I heard that Zelensky wants to make Ukraine like Israel.
I'm sorry. He wants what? Oh, he wants to start a starter pack. He's like, oh, you're not going to pay Ukraine anymore. I see the attention's on Israel, so let me get a piece of that pie. Yeah, we know what you're doing, buddy. Come on.
I mean,
it's obvious.
I think it's just to. Honestly, I think it's just to save his kid, because his kid's in way too much shit.
If you want, if I may go on a little tangent on that part, right? Because I'm gonna send you a video, James. That way you can take a look at it, right? But this thing with the migrant situation that we have, right? Like, you see, Joe Biden came out the other day, and he started saying oh, if you guys give me money for Ukraine, I'll handle the border. But the thing is that while he's talking about handling the border, he's just talking about bringing more judges, more troops, right? Hold on, baby. Here.
Right.
But the thing is, this is the thing that is actually getting me upset, because we talk about all the time, we here, and like yesterday, the one called the 6%, which is true, right? And the 6% is us, the people on Twitter, the people that know what's going on. Hold on, give me 1 second. My baby, she's going nuts.
Yeah, take your time, brother.
That's fine.
Hold on, I can put it like this without me. But the thing is, right? The thing is, this thing with the migrants, they're bringing in all these people, right? And then you told me the way they process them. You told me the way what they're doing, because in my opinion, and this is the thing is bothering me, because I know that they're being used, they're being used as pawns. And we know this because, and the thing is that they're getting people angry about the migrants. It's their fault. No, it's the government that is allowing this to happen. That's who we should be blaming. The migrants are just coming in because they're being told, come, we're going to get you here. And now you got New York, you got Chicago, you got Massachusetts, you got Texas, you got all these states, right? That they're being overrun with people from everywhere in the world, right? Why? Because they're getting ready to do the same thing they did in 2008. They're going to blame the migrants. They're going to blame poor people. And they're going to, that's exactly what they're going to do. Exactly the same thing. The history, like James says all the time, history repeats itself. And we're watching it happen. And that's the reason I get very upset at people, right? And mind you, I want people to look at my face, because I really mean this. If you are mad at somebody for coming to this country, for wanting a better life, and you blaming them on that because of the way they possibly came, I get it. But understand that some of those people, they're running away from something that is dangerous. They might be. I know that there's a lot of bad people that are coming through as well, but they're being used. They're being used by our government and by governments in order for us to blame the economy on them. And, it shouldn't be like
And not only just the economy, to stay in power. You notice who,
right,
kind of just,
Phil,
gets in power. Look
100%
at
because
Pelosi the other
I'm
day.
hearing, yeah, I'm hearing that they're giving them a way to vote. I'm hearing that all these things that we're hearing and that we can confirm, right? I understand what's going on. So, oh yeah, see, like the
Yep.
inflation cream right there. Yep.
Yep.
Like I said, Biden is just the face of the corruption right now. He's just the face. But in reality, I want to know who the puppeteers, the puppet masters behind. And I'm not saying that he is a puppet or not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying left or right, the government has become an expert in dividing people. And that's the reason that the ape movement in general is very important. Why? Because the ape represent unity between anybody and everybody. All right, that's what we
That's
All
right.
represent.
people equal.
So for people have to
That's right.
understand that. Yeah, people have to understand that, because please understand what the game, when you're being played in the game. I understand that the migrant situation is very dire, but the government was the one that created it in order to stay in power and in order to have a bad guy to point the finger at when the economy finally tumbles down.
Thank you for having me, security. Are you having a rough time with the economy I created? Well, Biden Economics and their new product, Inflation Comfort Cream, can help you glide into that tight spot. Make sure you use before looking at charts. Surgeon General warning, product may cause large brown spots in undies. Make sure you wipe thoroughly, otherwise I'm going to smell it. Dee-bee-da-ba-doo-ba-dee. Where's my cone? I want to scratch and sniff it.
The reason why he wants all these migrants coming through and why he wants them in here, it's pretty simple. You have 22 million people that are coming in. This is the snow fight that they're trying to have, father and son. But you are literally in a position where you are going to have all these people. They're going to be first time registered voters. Of course, they're going to vote for their party because they were let into the country by that party. And that's what
Exactly.
they're going to do. That's exactly what they're going to do. It's not because of, oh, we're trying to give them a better life or we're
Shit is
trying
it's
to
how they beat
teach them
Bernie.
morals. Yeah, exactly. But it's the same thing. All
The
they
same
want
thing.
is just the vote. They just want the vote to stay in power, and especially if they get them into those swing states where they know they might have a chance, whether one way or another. Guess what? They're just going to throw them all in there. That's exactly what they're going to do, and it's sad.
And
It's
then
absolutely sad.
the other day, one of the the due diligence apes, I guess he was. Uh, we had a debate about immigration, and I was just basically telling him like, bro, like you could, he tweeted about Elon. Elon basically tweeted like, hey, it just looked like they're just bringing people in just to get in, power, basically. And he came with some type of stuff, calling it fear mongering. I was like, look, it may not be black and white, but it damn sure looks like it, because if you just follow the receipts, you follow the narratives that you see them talking and spinning, trying to say it's fear mongering, is everything is going great, but it's like, listen, you know, keep in mind that when you're at the bottom in America, you're most likely to commit crime, right? So
Mm-hmm.
imagine being someone who can't get the basic everything that everyone has access to. Certain things might require a ID, like you might want to smoke real quick, but that person at that store asks you for an ID and you ain't got an ID. You know what I'm saying? So you might have to go and figure out another way to another store, or somebody who won't ask you for an ID, or something like that. Start from the bottom, things like that. But what I'm saying is, sometimes in these many people try to say immigrants are a certain type of people. It's really more so who's trackable here. There's many different countries that have access that are immigrants. People swam here, people ran across the land here, right? Some people flown here, right? So it just depends on who gets let in or not, right? So In reality, like we have to be able to count who's here, like know who's here, right? Especially if we want to know how to protect our children, how to protect each other. You know, we want to be able to track certain individuals that might commit a crime and hurt us or do something that's bad. You know, and it's not because they're bad people. It's because shit. When you're on your
No,
dick,
Phil, you're right
you
though.
might need to
You
do
know, you're
something.
right. No, but you're right though. Like that's the thing. I'm not agreeing with them coming in. You know what I mean? The way that they are, because I don't have a problem with the government telling them to come in and people
The
blaming them
government,
from coming.
exactly.
Yeah, like
Them
that's the
blaming them
insane
like
part for me. You know, so like them coming, you know, they should be a massive amount of deportation. You're right. We are most likely probably there's a lot of mean criminals there. We
see,
don't even know.
see
They're
America's
probably
problem is we're America's problem is we're salesmen. Hey,
Yeah, we
know,
are.
hey, come on over here.
that's the thing. And then like, you know, like I will like the video that I'm watching, you know what, I'm gonna DM it to you too, right? So like that way you watch it is this kid that I watch. He's like he's an independent reporter. He goes around into cities and stuff like that. He be doing reporting. Like, he goes into the hood and everything. This kid is great. I want you to watch his videos. He went to do the migrant problem that they have in New York. They already had a homeless problem. They're already Americans that are homeless, right? And they're giving these migrants like, you know, homes and places to be, and the people are getting angry about that, right? But again, they're getting angry at the migrants, right? And I'm not saying that you should or you shouldn't, but the thing is the government that is allowing them to do this. They are the ones that have failed the system. And that's why people have to understand that when you learn who you got to get mad at, and you realize that the government has been playing the game all along, and the game is to divide the people and hating each other. When you start to not hate each other and actually look at the actual problem, then things are going to start to get fixed. Because you're right, I got 3 daughters. I want to know who is here and who I can track. I get that. But the thing is them saying it, and the media also big part to blame is the media, because they're not reporting on the actual things. They haven't shown you the border the way it really is. They haven't done any of that. The media is also accomplice of this, you know, because of who pays the media, who owns the media. When you go look up who owns all the media, you know, news stations. You're gonna find out that it's 3 entities that own it. 3 fucking people own it. 3. So tell me, if I have the power of the media and I can call my buddy over, I can make you look crazy the way they make Dave Chappelle look crazy. Remember what they told him? By the time you get home, people are going to think that you're a crackhead. And that's the power of the media. That's the power of the media right there, people.
And this is one of the biggest things. I mean, this whole rule change on the OCC and what they're trying to do in the derivative positions, and they're not reporting on this. I wonder why. Because they're just in a whole heap of trouble.
I know why. Because the moment that America learns actually what a derivative is and how their bank is connected to derivatives, everyone's gonna start doing bank runs, and then they're gonna run to the credit unions and the small mom and pops, all in one large lump sum, and it's gonna be a huge problem. And that's why I'm with you. Like I don't like the fact CNBC won't warn people that watches their show. Like you're all about finance, you're all about all of this, and you're continuously trying to help these people that are like actually getting fined from the SEC for, you know, illegal practices, and yet you have some of their analysts that represent the banks, you know, to talk to the American people. That is what is a problem.
Oh, it sure is. And that's why I made this nice, real pretty slideshow for all of you, so that this way, when you want to go ahead and actually see what I'm talking about and see what I'm reading, this is what you get. Bank derivatives, the new world problem. How the commercial real estate sector is the next financial crisis. Thank you to my good friend Kaz from the CFPB and Mrs. Kollinger for the information. You can see that this is everything that we talked about on Friday, everything that we believe that is going to happen, how the commercial real estate is their largest piece of collateral that they do not have. There's there's no liquidity, there's no magic fairy, there's no nothing. It is the commercial real estate sector, and it's basically blowing up from Tokyo all the way to the United States. Who has the flaming bag of shit award? Well, here you go.
James, you still there?
Yeah, we're still here. I'm just going over the slides.
No, I heard you. I thought that you cut out for a second. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't want to pay retail anything.
Oh,
They are
they
so
do not
scared.
want. They are so scared, and they have no idea what to do.
And
So,
go ahead.
the Flaming Bag of Shit award goes to Japan for trying to buy these commercial paper and for them to think that it was going to be an asset when it's really a liability. Here's your criminals. You got JP Morgan, their derivative exposure, where it's at. How much? Oh, 70 trillion is roughly the size of the entire world's economy. Well, they already have more than that just themselves. Here's Goldman Sachs and the list of all their former employees and employees who have government positions. Why do you think they get so much leeway? Here's Goldman Sachs continued with more information.
Goldman Sachs is known for like harassing people especially
Oh,
from this SEC doc.
Oh, same with Citibank. Citibank, you got to look at them too, because anybody that's Citibank customers have been arrested for trying to close their accounts while in Indonesia, a man was interrogated to death in the Citibank special questioning room.
Wow, they try to rob him. Definitely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Bank of America's derivative exposure. Here's all the crimes.
But it just all makes sense. Like everyone's needing money and they're going to do their best to scrap for it as much as they can. And they don't care what they have to do it, obviously.
So, but this is what that rule does. This rule basically it fluctuates margin per periods. If there's high volatility, it's going to lower their margin requirements. If higher volatility, it will increase their margin requirements. This way, they never get margin call. But there's still going to be a cascading effect regardless, because as one bank falls, they're going to see literally a cascading effect of every single bank starting to fail, which is a wonderful thing, let me tell you. So these are some of the things that I just wanted to make sure that everybody got a chance to see, so that this way they have a full understanding of what I was going off of on Friday, so people can really kind of hit this home. So where if you guys do decide to write an opinion, please go on that Reddit post. There is an example of the opinion that you guys can use as a guideline. So this way your voice can be heard. This is explaining the differences between the idiosyncratic risk and the global control breakers. This is just, as I put on the picture of the laptop to the right, my crime is that of curiosity, because it is 100% true. This talks about the OCC and the reduced margin requirements. This is the rules of a defaulting member and what each one of them, each line means. This is how they don't want to hear your comments. And their final step in the plan, which I will read out loud because it is that important. Sometime soon, the economy is going to have a massive correction. If this is allowed to happen without bailouts or intervention from the government, prices will fall, deflation will set in, and the ruling class who sets these conditions in motion will lose the most, which is why they'll push hard for bailouts, which you'll be made to pay for with interest. The government and corporate media will pull out every stop to fearmonger you into supporting it. They'll tell you that they don't get their bailout, you will lose everything. It's a lie. The truth is, if they get their bailouts, you will lose more. They get it all, and prices will continue to rise. Reject their lies and demand that elected officials let the correction happen without any bailouts. To be clear, when the correction comes, things will get tough for most people. Joblessness, depletion of savings, temporary increase in poverty. If bailouts happen too, all of that will be worse. And the people who created those conditions will be rewarded for doing it, which is an incentive for them to do it again and again and again. But if the bailouts don't happen and the too big to fail banks and corporations collapse, so will prices, and smaller competitors will have an opportunity to rise. Companies who did not engage in reckless business practices will be rewarded with larger market shares and more profit. Those of you who have saved, waited for a chance to own a home or a business will have that opportunity, and the jobs will come back, this time without prices outstripping income. And there will be no incentive for the banks and policymakers to play fast and loose with the economy again. You want to be able to afford food, fuel, and other basic necessities again? You want to be able to buy a home? Then demand no bailouts. Only support officials and candidates who refuse to bail out a single crony. Let them suffer the consequences of what they have created for a change. And that is the slideshow for all of you. Hope you enjoyed it. Bleach had to go. Bleach is back. Maybe it was baby. Oh, baby cakes. Ooh, baby, I love the way. I totally let you in.
But yeah, it's you know, it's just so strange. You know,
I'm gonna be listening for a bit. I'm gonna put my phone to charge. All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, it's just so strange. You know how everyone is able to, like, you know, even Christian Cinema called it out. Like, how are, you know, everyday retail investors able to find out a problem in the sector of finance before even the regulators? And yet, if we were in charge, we would be calling out these individuals, you know, and fixing the economy. But yet, they refuse to fix the economy. They're just letting it go to zero, and it's like, okay, are you like really wanting? I mean, because which makes me wonder why King Griffin bought the Constitution. Um, you know, would that be the copy of it? So he could use it as a reason to stay alive, because that's the only thing that I can see. Once this thing tumbles down, he's going to be one of the main ones to go down. And so, is that his purpose of trying to stay alive, or what? I mean, because the moment America finds out that you're the reason, like, why this is all going to shit, and just allowing shit to happen this way, him, and Sifu, shit. I don't know, man.
Maybe he's trying to change the Constitution.
Right, and it could be that I would think.
Trying to change it.
Right, exactly. Might as well, right? But I don't know if he has those legalities, but I get it. You know, and it's like nobody's saying nothing. So you want everybody want to speak to us, but nobody wants to speak to them. Nobody wants to like say anything like, okay, business as usual.
Of course not. No, just let it fly. Just do what you want. It's okay. You let these people in. Let's start a revolution between Texas and the government. Come on. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it's super strange.
It's crazy.
Because
absolutely fucking bonkers. Go on.
No, you're you know, I don't know if you've seen today, but I saw this video excerpt of Trump basically saying that Iran reached out to him before they bombed the little area so they could look like they have strength. He said that was respect because you know America led on strength, and other countries were like, "Hey, listen, we know y'all the top dogs, and we ain't gonna fuck with y'all like that. So we still need to look like we the shit, you know, but please don't kill us, you know. But we just gonna do this real quick, and then you know, bygones be bygones." And he even kind of admitted there was no deaths, no American deaths. So that was like that. It was like I forget what time it was, but it was like one of those times in Iran. And Iran really was like, "Don't do it to us, please."
Just please don't. Please. We don't want any of it. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like with Biden, it's like they're like, yeah, I don't really feel that same strength. I mean, I feel like you're connecting with other bigger people, but it's not like you, just you. It's you and them. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't look good in my mind.
Dude, I look at it. I look at Biden, and I really think I go back to when what is his name, Jinping, came to California, and basically, I guarantee you that guy was just sizing up Biden and saying, yeah, I could definitely bomb the shit out of you. Yeah, I definitely can. Yeah, you're not worth my time. You know, you
And
really have a problem.
and and that's one of my biggest fears, at least for me, from what I'm seeing, from what we're all talking about and understanding. America's about to go through this in crazy situation with our finances, and so the people that's gearing up over there, with their finances and having their money backed by gold, not by digital whatever. Okay, they're going to be like having funds to do what they need to do, and we won't. If you get my drift, that's my fear. That's my ultimate fear is. Yeah, my ultimate fear is, you know, one day, you know, who knows? Maybe they can't stop something that's, you know, overpowering our defense systems. You know, I worry about that because, you know, and it's like, bro, Biden spent bullshit money with Ukraine literally while there was a hurricane, just because there was a hurricane that swept through Florida. I'm here in Florida. Why was there a reason for Ukraine to get paid from that? Like, I was the one that dealt with that. The only thing you gave around here, lefties, I'm sorry to those that's out there, they what, a few dollars for a card and some food stamps. So you giving them a whole bag over there, and the first thing they do is they go to FTX and blows it and gets robbed. So you're gonna have to explain that. And actually, since you don't feel like you do, you're just adding more to the distrust of people that really, you know, play things fair and by the rules, and then here it is, you're not even following or even knowing they exist. And don't even know the consequences of not following your rules.
Of course not. That's how it has to be. You know what? It's okay, Phil. It's okay because I'm going to go have a snowball fight.
Hey, nothing wrong with having a little snowball fight, you know? It's okay, you know?
No, there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with a snowball fight. The one thing that concerns me the most is because in history, when you go back, every single time that there is like an economic crisis, like we're about to have, they've normally changed currencies. And every time that they've changed the currencies, there's some little variation of it. But now, okay, you can't do CBDCs. Now you're going to get our dollar devalued. Bleach, I hope you're around. But if you are, what I wanted him to Bleach to explain on Friday, and I thought it was so perfect the way he explained it, was about Venezuela and what happened to the actual value of their currency after they had a problem. And this is literally the most important thing that is honestly, it could happen to us. It's probably going to happen to us because that's
I'm thinking it's going to happen to us.
yeah, I mean, it's going to, but that's Bleach. If you're around, I would love for you to explain Venezuela real quick. If you're around and not dealing with baby.
I would assume that
Or I could
they just printed so much that it just went to shit, man. Like I saw pictures of like, because I had, as you guys were mentioning it, I went and saw myself, and I saw the pictures of all of this money, and they're just counting it, and then like stacks here, stacks there, and it's just all
I
of
was
this
waiting.
just to get a sandwich.
I was waiting for my daughter to give me my phone. I mean, but as you're saying that, she's taking forever, you know, because I'm in another room and I left the charging in another room. So yeah, take her over there, baby. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. But yeah, I when I started thinking about, when I started reading about like the MOAS and all this stuff, that I started like, reading into like the possibilities that everything that it could be, why it could be possible, this and that. I thought to myself, like, man, how can there be two ways that they can take it away from you, right? Because the one way that they could have, they already played their hand, which was taking away the buy button. People still to this day, I don't know if they realized how insanely illegal that was, but that was like their like trump card. Like that was like boom, they taken that out. They, this was do or die for them. That Thomas Peterfy guy said it to you on live TV on MSNBC where he was talking that the economy was literally brings away from collapsing because of GameStop, having a sneeze. You know what I mean? Just having a sneeze. It was about to break the whole freaking system. He said it. Not me, not Bleach, right? A guy that owns a broker that could see the order flow, that could see the real short interest, that could see the real thing going on, told you that you were like, this close of collapsing, right? So I thought about it, okay, what would be the other way that they could take it away from you? And the other way is Venezuela. Venezuela is a country that people went to bed rich and woke up poor. Why? Because the government printed an enormous amount of money, right? Because all printing is a push of a button. It's not really printing money, people. They just push a button and they add a gazillion freaking dollars into the economy. And boom, now your dollar is worth less, way less. Because I can go to Venezuela and buy a Frito-Lay's potato chip bag. You need about 2 billion of their currency to buy one bag. All right, that's how bad it is. Now, when MOAS happens, and when it does come, whatever it's gonna be called, I always say this. I hope that you guys have a plan intact for you guys to get actual tangible items in your hand that it has been valuable since the beginning of time. I remember when I went to a space code that the one was actually the one that let me up for the first time. One of his other co-hosts that I am not going to name yelled at me for telling people to buy land, to buy property, to buy businesses, to buy gold, things like that. This is not financial advice. This is just things that are tangible things that you own, that when you buy it, you have a certification that says this is yours. You own this, right? Because if you own paper, that paper You might go to sleep tonight and you wake up tomorrow and you're not going to have the same amount of money that you did the day before. So I hope people understand and look into Venezuela. Go read on it and read what happened over there. And that's the reason that, that ties into what we were speaking earlier that we're not going to speak about right now. But your currency can be destroyed at the blink of an eye. Janet Yellen already told you that she wants a $1 trillion coin. You remember that? You remember the $1 trillion coin? Come on,
I remember
now.
that. Yeah, I remember that.
Now. And one thing that people have to be aware of, very, very aware of, is this one. Is the fact if they come up with a new currency, like a new $3 bill or $4 bill, oh boy, we have a real problem in our hands, people. If the United States out of nowhere comes up with a new currency, like a $4 bill, that means that they have that is exactly what's going to happen with Venezuela. It's going to happen here. And my theory is going to be 100% correct. So I end up with this. If and when the day comes that you get whatever it is you're going to get, make sure that you have a plan on hand before you go on vacation, before you decide to, chill. That's not the time to chill. Right now is the time to chill. This is the time to chill right now. This is the easy part I've been telling people. The hard part is going to be when things happen and you need to make real moves. So thank you for listening. And, please go look into Venezuela because it's going to be a very educational topic for you to understand what can happen to you and your money anywhere in the world. This can happen to any country.
So where do you think James went?
He probably went to go hit that. He probably went to go hit that thing, man. But nah, man. I mean, I'm dead serious, man. Like speaking until James comes back, Phil. Like you see the people that be on like the space calls and things like that, man. Like
Yeah.
these guys, man. Like I listen just because I like to laugh, but not laugh at them. I laugh at what they say, right? But look, James is back. James is back. But we can talk about that a little bit later if you like. But like yesterday was a funny space call. There was a funny space call that it had some individuals up there that they were talking about that they were down 300,000 and that they always been down because of the play and whatever. And all of a sudden they become this professional trader and they get all their money back. I thought that the statistics says that 90% of traders lose money. 90%.
They sure do.
So if that means that 10% of people are making money, mind you, the institutions, hedge funds, family offices, they have, what is it? High-speed trading, right? Which is the computers. So how is it that these guys, that they're telling you that they were part of AMC, that they were down 6 figures, 9 figures, 15, the silly numbers, and all of a sudden they made all their money back miraculously by doing trading with insert whoever you want, my course, Tony De Niro, whoever you want. It's kind of funny, man. So like I said, like people have to be weary on what they listen to because people get like a deer in the headlights when they hear numbers, like big numbers like that. They're like, oh, whoa, that's a lot of money. Nah, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. 90% of traders lose money, people. 90%.
Yeah, when I got in this play, I didn't care about losing money. Like this is deeper than just losing money. So when you're joining the ape movement, or if you saw AMC as a great stock play to get in, just understand you got in at the same time as a movement was happening. So in my understanding, in my opinion, people that are complaining about the stock being down and calling people influencers, please understand that nobody was being an influencer. The problem is, you as an individual, you listened to a certain someone, and now that certain someone, probably isn't found. But at the same time, everyone got in this play, looking at the charts, looking at, I would say the symptoms of a potential crazy financial crash that is more complex than anybody would ever imagine. As we are witnessing, not a lot of the people that's complaining have done all of their due diligence. you could tell just by their conversation. They're just like, I don't understand, and they stop at their due diligence has brought them to looking at short seller due diligence, which is let's talk about the people instead of let's talk about the people that's buying into the stock instead of the people that's shorting the stock, or that controls that market. Look the other way. Look at these people. That's what they got them doing. And if your due diligence took you there, then I'm sorry, you're a sad individual. Like you can pull up everybody's records, you could do all of that, but at the same time, guess what? We're still here. We're still here. And you definitely want to make sure that you're doing your best. When it comes to figuring out things, reading the room, trying to see who's trying to be against. I mean, we're dealing with infiltrators all in this freaking movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
a bunch of
craziest
secret agents, Phil.
a bunch of secret
everywhere.
agents. Yeah, just pretending to be, like one of them was a short seller, hedgy buddy. Like when we were looking through all the yes and nos on in the reverse stock split, it went to court.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy in there. He voted yes across the board, but then he turned around and sued AMC, and turns out he was connected to Norman Group. Exactly. Yeah, he was connected to them. I found that out through my own due diligence. Like, yo, this dude is connected because they're friends. So this tells me he wanted to know the price of Ape, so that way he could either sell it or keep holding on to it. It was something he wanted AMC to have their annual shareholders meeting. But keep in mind, we were going through a court case, my guy. Yeah, so
just stupid,
and it's just even more heightened, and it's like the same people still there. They won't go away. They're making new accounts. They're doing this. They're calling us, and it's like,
yo, let me call this dude out, yo. That dude, Vinegar, bro, that's the biggest loser on X, man. Vinegar is the biggest loser.
The Vinegar Donut guy?
Yeah, and probably in real life. This man has 22,000 accounts, bro. This dude probably has a Boost mobile phone. Every time they block his account somewhere, he gets a brand new Boost mobile phone. He opens it up, sets up a new account, puts an AMC picture on it, right? In order to come up and talk into space. These are the type of people that we're dealing with. And people think that this is not like a mind game play or a whatever. This is not a play no more. And they're talking about people have to switch the fundamentals. That's the thing. You know what? I'm going to be one of those that I was not educated enough for me to understand the fundamentals of a company. Because the only thing I can understand is from my personal experience of my business. If my business fails, then my life is going to fail because I need the money for my business to keep going, right? So I never understood that. When AMC, now they're talking about like, oh, they switch from a short interest play into a fundamental play. No, it was a fundamental play all along. We just, not everybody knew it. You know why? Because if we would have been pushing AMC since back then, but you know what? I used to always say that everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. And you know what I mean? And right now I know people get scared about like, oh, it might happen. Hey, listen, as long as the business is still up and still kicking and still keeping brand new revenue. I mean, look at that. We just locked down a movie, even though it's a documentary, with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. What do you think is going to happen when they bring out a next movie? Who you think they're going to call? Adam Aaron. All these. They're
going to call Blockbuster.
All these people are starting to catch on, man. They're starting to catch on. So now the business is better than it has ever been in 100 years. So the last 3 years, we, the apes, have changed AMC 100 years. So you know what I'm saying?
You don't, you know it.
We changed AMC in 3 years. We have changed AMC forever. We got popcorn in the stores. We got candy now. We got distribution now. Hey, you see that? That's what I'm talking about, Phil. Popcorn in the stores. And now we're going to get wine, possibly vodka and beer in the stores or at AMC when it does get announced. Dude, this is what I'm talking about. These people are not going to be able to destroy this company, which is what they wanted, the way that they do to every other company. That's why you got to get educated. And please, another thing I'm gonna beg people: stop attacking people from another stock. They're fighting the same fight that you fighting.
Right.
The difference is that
Exact
they,
same.
they might not have the same resources that we do. So please
And they
stop
might have
fighting
ran
other
into those
people.
plays. The shorts might have ran into those plays because remember they're all running from margin calls, so they're going in different tickers to maybe finesse that ticker and short that to the ground, maybe bankrupt that ticker and then fight AMC. So I just so everybody could realize, a lot of the language that was thrown out in 2021 was short squeeze, short squeeze, short squeeze, short squeeze. Me and my original apes that I got on the book, we were like, nah, we just gonna hold on to this and just until they fold, and never until never worry. Like that's it. Like we took that oath. Like that's what it is. So, some people that's like, oh, but I came here for a short squeeze, and it's like, listen, you listened. You're just proving to everybody that you listened to a YouTube influencer. The rest of us, we looked at everything else and was like, oh, okay, well, this thing could be potentially great, once it turns around because it's COVID and the doors are still open. You know what I mean? So it's like, people that, were looking to, spend their money a certain way. I mean, come on, if you get money from the government, you want to invest it correctly, right? And so that's what many people probably did. Many people probably took their, few thousand and then just, invested in the way they felt comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that at the time, remember, it's been almost 2-3 years since we got those threats from the congressman talking about we're going to put people in jail. We're going to start doing this and that because they're, what's that gamification or gamifying a stock online. And here it is. They're gamifying immigrants by keeping them in here, like, just letting all these, people in here and then not letting them go through the process. And now we got all sorts of things going on. We got things going down there. We got people not agreeing with things and, they're saying things and doing shit. So it's like, you know, their agenda is to create chaos internally, while making money. They're just trying to make money at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, and they're using their powers to make money. So imagine having the power to, okay, I got voted in, I win. I mean, the beekeeper was literally just that. I mean, whoever did the beekeeper,
100%.
oh my goodness, like they did their due diligence when they wrote the script, and then they was like, look, get Jason Statham to be a complete badass. And that's exactly what he fucking was. Holy shit. He killed the dude with a laptop. Loved it.
No, it was great, but it was true to what you were talking about. Here's the queen bee, and you know what? She had a mutated offspring, and because she had a mutated offspring, the beekeeper came to go and to make sure the hive was protected, and that was the most important thing. And that's all we're doing here.
Right, so, exactly. They didn't know that they were stepping the hives. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm going to cut this thing because I got to actually start driving. I'm going to convert it back to a space call. If you guys want to show up, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to end this on Don't Let Her Bring You Down.
Hey, James, before you play that, I'm so sorry. Yeah. I want you to play this. Check your email if you don't mind. To play, something I sent. I want Bleach to hear, so that way we can hear it through the stream here. I sent you an email, and it's just a little snippet, but I'm gonna be spitting on it real soon, Bleach. So it's just a snippet, so it's like a minute long. I just made it a minute, but it's gonna be talking about what Bleach is talking about, and how this could motivate the ape. I want to motivate, like I said, I'm all about motivating the apes, no matter what they say against me or screenshot this or whatever. I'm all about motivating the apes and, keeping this thing going and staying united with my family. And that's it. Keep buying, going to the movies.
We appreciate you, Phil. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you.
Man, like I said, I'll keep going 4 or 5 more years. It doesn't matter. I'll still be me and still, create something and keep you guys, mind going and racing. So let me know if you got it. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't hear it, James. It's not playing.
It's probably because you got the headphones on, James.
I have them.
Sorry.
Well, you guys all suck.
Sorry, man.
Dude,
You want me to play it through the headphones? Through my mic? I can do that.
yeah, play it. You do that.
All right, I got you. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Hold up. Let me do this.
Bob Marley once had a concert. There was an attempt on his life. They were trying to kill this man. And you know what he did that same day? He still went out there and did the concert. And when he was done, they asked him, hey, Bob Marley, why did you do the concert even though there was an attempt on your life? He said, you know why, brother? Because the same way those people are working hard to take us down, we have to work just as hard to take them down.
Yeah. I'm all about motivated apes. Yeah. Shout out to Bleach. Yeah. Go drink Bleach. Go drink Bleach. Hedgie. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna go in on this one.
That's awesome. Well, I'm going to convert this over to a space call because I got to get driving. But besides that, guys, thank you for coming on and talking with me today about this and all the other bullshit. And if you guys are in the space, I'll see you in the space. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, literally, my whole internet just went down and then just came back on. And I was just like, okay, what? Oh, well.
All right.
Well,
oh, well.
Yeah, you guys have a good one, man. I see you over there, James.
All right, later,
All right,
man.
now.
Later, guys.
Later. All right, now.